Hello, and welcome to the program. Today I'd just like to take a moment and reflect on everything that is going on in our current situation, our current civil society, and make note that this video is not in any way meant to distract from that or to take away the importance of what is going on in our world today. I wish to only put a spark of hope and a spark of positivity in your life, and I ask you to do the same to your family and your friends, your loved ones. Bring positivity in this time. We don't need distractions, we just need positivity. And there's no better way to do that than in this video today. I'm going to be talking about something that is one of the most special things for me and my loved one, Stephanie. Something that brings us great joy, and somewhere that I wish that we were right now, had everything been open. And so with that said, I'll let the show go on. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Today I am going to talk to you guys about the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, one of me and my fiance Stephanie's absolute favorite Disney resorts on property to be staying at, and one of my all-time favorite places in the world. I feel like, though I haven't seen all of the world, I've stayed in a few different destinations, and the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa is bar none number one of the resorts that I've ever stayed in. Today I'm going to be going over the dining, the accommodations, the pool, everything you get for the price that you're paying, and is it worth it? I'll tell you right now, it was worth it in 2014. In September of 2014, my fiance and I visited, and the prices were about $419, $420 a night, and at that time it seemed worth it for us. We didn't think we would be back. Stephanie had never been to Walt Disney World, so we just said, let's go all out on this trip. Let's do what we always wanted to do, and you'll never look back. This Disney resort is highly inspired by Hotel del Coronado in California, and with its red roof shingles and its pointed eaves and white walls, and that aesthetic is just a staple in the Disney monorail loop resort. You can't imagine life before that, in my opinion. You would have just had the Polynesian and the Contemporary. You wouldn't have had those exquisite eaves and those that aesthetic. It's Walt Disney World's flagship resort, and it holds up to its name. It holds up to its reputation, for the absolute most part. Now, I have heard that, bar none, the DVC side of the resort is influentially game-changing from some people. They won't even stay on the hotel side after staying in the DVC section of the resort. And with that said, I've never stayed in the DVC side, but I have had nothing but high, exceptional memories in the hotel side. Everybody was nice, every cast member was helpful. I've never had a bad experience. In 2014, we stayed for 13 nights, 2 weeks. We stayed at the Grand Floridian, and I will never look back. That experience was something that you all should go ahead and save up for if you think that that's what you want to do and that's what you want to experience. When else can you say in life, I experienced Walt Disney World's flagship resort for a week or 2 weeks? You'll never be able to say it again, and I don't believe we'll stay there for 2 weeks in the future. Although I love the fact that I can say that I have stayed there that long. And I'll tell you, leaving that resort on that last day, that last morning, was like, you had to claw me away from the carpet. My fingernails were in the carpet. You had to fight me tooth and nail to get me out of that room. It was tragic for me. I didn't want to leave. I really didn't. I remember the cast member that was helping us with our bags said, and he was grabbing every bag, and I was like crying. My tears were falling from my eyes on that last day, and he was like, "It has to end at some point. Everything has to end at some point." And those words just stuck with me. I didn't want it to end. I loved my time there. I loved waking up, hearing the boats going. I loved that. I loved waking up to that. I loved getting room service for breakfast. I loved getting room service for dinner and lunch. I loved it. We loved room service there. We loved the pool bar there. We loved the pina coladas there. The drinks were great. Now, having been there in 2014, not much changed when I stayed in 2018. Nothing really changed all that much. The pool bar was just as exceptional. The service was just as good. Nothing had changed other than the price. The price went up exponentially. The price went up. I believe we paid in 2018 $600 a night or $500 a night. It had been $420, $419, around that number in 2014, and that in my mind justified what you got. Now, with the influx of all of the resort prices on that monorail loop, you're not getting exactly all of what you should be getting for a $600 or $700 a night hotel. You can be getting so much more. And with that said, I think that I will wait until prices, decrease before we'll stay there again, because in 2018 we stayed there for about a week, 5 days. The rooms are a good size, a really comfortable size. The beds are comfortable. The floor, I remember the floor being that carpet that's kind of got the swirly, that filigree to it, and it's so warming and cushy and comfortable. The beds were so comfortable, I remember. It gets super cool in the rooms. Everything is what you expect it to be. Every morning I was able to watch the monorail come in from the Magic Kingdom. The roof that we had in our suite there was like an A-frame. It was like high ceilings, and I wasn't used to that because in 2014 we stayed in a lagoon view overlooking the Magic Kingdom and the boats going by in the Seven Seas Lagoon. And that ceiling was not very high, but the room seemed bigger in a way. Yeah, I'd prefer lagoon view or garden view. I did love the monorail coming in, though, on that far side over by Gasparulla's. We were on the water side of that, so we were like tucked behind kind of where the cast members come in and out, and there's that other entrance down over there. So we were staying there. I loved it. I love everything about the resort. What can I say? I mean, the lobby on its own, the smell of the lobby. We have hand sanitizer by Magic Candle Company. We have both hand sanitizer and their candles from Magic Candle Company of the Grand Floridian. And I gotta tell you, they nailed that soy scent, that rich eucalyptus and soy, I believe it is, something like that. But it is great when you walk in. It is so fresh and clean, white and open. You get that during the holidays, that you get everything from the giant tree to the giant beautiful sets of flowers you get in these exquisite vases. You get everything. It's during Easter, you get all the little eggs that they decorate in the lobby there. The lobby is just a staple on its own. That piano player playing all the time, it seems like. I walk in there, there's always the band, either the Grand Floridian band is going or the piano player. I love absolutely both of those entertainers. And one time I heard the Grand Floridian Band do a number in a jazzy rendition of the Grim Grinning Ghosts. They did that song, and I asked them, how can I get a recording of that? That was exceptional, that recording. They said they didn't have any recording of it, but they are great. They're great, talented musicians. I gotta tell you, the new bar upstairs, the Enchanted Rose, we experienced that last time we were there in 2018 or 2019, and that bar is great. It has the same dining from Citrico's, so the same food that's coming out of Citrico's is going through upstairs through the Enchanted Rose. And that bar is great. It's beautiful. You can sit outside. You can sit inside on the bar. We sat at the bar, and it was an unforgettable experience for me. I got a different kind of drink. As far as the dining goes, the Grand Floridian Cafe, of course, as Disney fans, I'm sure we've heard that the Grand Floridian Cafe has, in years, upped everything. They've plussed everything. They are much better than they used to be. The food is exquisite. You can find something on there for everybody, and that is a great thing. The atmosphere is great. It's open. It's got that older feel to it. It's got that old Florida feel, that 19th century Victorian era. It floods that resort. It is surrounded with that aesthetic, that Victorian era. Exquisite, high quality hotel feel, clean and almost royal, almost like you are someone special for staying there. I have never eaten at Citrico's. I have never eaten at Narcoossee's. I have never eaten at Victoria and Albert's. I have only eaten at the Grand Floridian Cafe, and I have had their room service many times, as well as Gasparilla Island Grill. I have had that before with Stephanie. That has an exquisite view of the Magic Kingdom. Sensational view of that. You see the castle there. You can see the fireworks. You can even hear the shows. We would wake up one morning and we'd hear Mickey's voice. We'd hear "Dreams Come True, Dreams Come True" back when they had that show in mid-morning, late morning, that time. It was just it's something to experience. It is both relaxing, quiet when you want it to be, loud when you want it to be, and it has everything. It's got a small game room about the size of a closet, about the size of this closet. The game room is no, but it is a small, tiny game room. But they do have other things, like they've got the breakfast. We've had the breakfast as well. We've had 1900 Park Fair. I was told by many friends that you have to do it, even if you don't like characters. And I can take or leave the character meet and greets for the most part, but I just figured, hey, let's do it. Last time we were there, we did it, and hey, it was great. It was good food. I love a buffet. I love a good buffet. Hey, I don't know if we're going to get a buffet in the future with how things are going, and if that was the last buffet I had, it was a good one. It was really good. It was good breakfast food. But the characters come along and they make sure that they see you. They make sure that they come to your table. And I gotta tell you, we saw Pooh and Tigger and the Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter, great, exceptional guy. Knows the character, knows the part, does it right, does it perfectly. That impression is perfect. Pooh and Tigger, on the other hand, were okay. My fiance had a big complaint that Tigger did have an odor to him. He had a bad scent to him, one that she will not forget. You don't forget these things on vacation, and I mean, as if Tigger having a bad smell is the worst that could happen at the resort, then so be it. I'm willing to let that go, because there are so many other factors that could play into having a bad experience at your hotel. Yeah, the breakfast was great. So we did that. We've done the mouse boats out of the marina there at the Grand Floridian. You got to do that. If you haven't done that, that is something to do and something that you'll never forget as well. Driving around the Seven Seas Lagoon, just getting the wake of the other boats that are going by and bobbing up and down from the wake that their boats create. It's fun. It's good fun. The pool is in the center of the main pool. The infinity side pool is in the center. So if you're on the outer buildings, and you won't even hear any of that pool noise. You won't hear anything but the sounds that come from the Magic Kingdom and the fireworks, of course. The other pool, on the other hand, is a little bit more loud. That pool with the slide and the waterfall, over on the far side, over by the Mad Hatter play experience, that splash pad. That is a little bit of a louder pool because children are, of course, going to be drawn more to that one, other than the infinity regular big size pool in the center. There's nothing really there for children to enjoy other than the hot tub. I don't believe there is not a hot tub on the other side, on the other pool. So, with all that said, when you come home from the Grand Floridian, I would suggest taking the boat instead of the monorail. The last thing you want after a sweaty hot day in the park, it's nighttime now, you're still sweating, it's a little bit hot, it's murky, you want to get on something that doesn't smell like absolute bleh. You don't want to get on the monorail. You want to get onto a boat. You feel the breeze at night. Heck, we've even caught the electrical light pageant on the water on the way back on the boat, and I got pictures of that. It's you'll never forget it. We love that thing. Oh, we would open our doors in our room in 2014 in our lagoon view room, and we would open it up and hear the electrical water pageant going off. And gosh, that's just, we got home and Stephanie would just play that video and just cry. We would cry. We missed it so much. We loved that. We loved it. Absolutely. It made our lives so much different afterward. It really woke us up to what the world could be and what you could get out of the world. We had never been somewhere like that. We had never done anything like that. So I highly recommend, if you are young, save the money and do that. You're going to love it. You're going to be relaxed on vacation, going back to that hotel. You're going to absolutely enjoy Walt Disney World as a whole better if you stay there, of course. Because I mean, who doesn't love just one stop over to the Magic Kingdom, either by, boat takes a little bit longer because they're going to other resorts first. But if you take the monorail to the Magic Kingdom, I would suggest going upstairs in the lobby of the Grand Floridian, getting on the monorail, and you are in the Magic Kingdom within 15 minutes, depending on time of day. Next, I'm going to talk about the upstairs of the lobby and what that holds. You've got Basin, the bath store, where you can get bath bombs, soaps, and scrubs of all kinds. We love that store, and hey, we purchase bath bombs from them still, from Basin, online, and they'll come, and they are worth it. They smell amazing. They're so relaxing when you get into a bath, or even in the shower. You just put that in there. It will absolutely relax your senses when you put one of those bath bombs or shower bombs into your bathroom. And it's another way to bring the vacation home. Who doesn't love that, Upstairs, I'll make my way from the left to the right. You got your Basin. Then there used to be Commander Porters on the other side there, but they've gotten rid of that. That used to be men's accessories and clothing. They've gotten rid of that and instead have put the gift shop is there. So really all you have is Basin, and then you go a little bit this way and you've got the Enchanted Rose. And then, the Enchanted Rose is a new bar that just was put in last year. It's where the Grand Floridian band used to play, right up on that balcony. They used to play right there. And now instead they've moved the band down below on the opposite side, the first floor now. When you walk in, you'll see the band on the left immediately, instead of them being up in the corner there. So up in that corner is the Enchanted Rose, a new bar, established I think a couple years ago now, or a year ago. It is great stuff. It's inspired by the new Beauty and the Beast movie, not the old. So you're not going to see Mrs. Potts looking in her animated form, or you're not going to see Lumiere and Cogsworth looking all cartoon like. You're going to see the realistic representation of that movie, the very hyper real aesthetic, that royal feel. You're going to get that in that Enchanted Rose. I highly recommend it. It's great. And if you want to eat there, you can even eat there for dinner. It's like going to Citrico's because it's the same food. After that, you're going to get the gift shop right before the monorail station. The gift shop is a good one, really good. I've bought many things there. Actually, they sell Disney vinyl records in there, the picture discs, which are kind of hard to come by. You kind of have to go to Disney Springs nowadays to get those and find them in certain kind of gift shops. But it's good when you find that Disney gift shop that has that different kind of stuff in it, other than just the homogenized, same old stuff you see in the park and even in the Disney store, just the same old stuff. But this one has a lot of different things. Now, right before you exit to go to the pool or to go to the park or catch a boat, you want to be stopping into the sundry shop right on the left side, right as you're walking out in the back of the lobby. What that offers is you will get your suntan lotion, you'll get your snacks, you'll get fruit, pretzels, bananas, apples, cold drinks. They've got refrigerated drinks. They've got just all of your sundries that you'll be needing on your day in the park. Or if you're hungry at night and you need a snack, just go there before they close. They close a bit early, so be prepared. They are going to be closing probably before 6 p.m., so make sure you get everything before that time. But that's a great shop. It's got pins in it. It's got the artwork, as I've mentioned. They've got also the resort exclusive merchandise, the clothing. And they take all of your, the DVC and annual pass holder discounts as well in there. And all of the resort, dining and stores do take that, I do believe. Next, what I want to talk about is the umbrella parade that they do. All of the characters do that, and the cast members do that early in the morning. They've got their umbrellas, and they twirl them around, and I have never witnessed that, but although I have heard of it. I don't know if they still do it, but that is something that you can maybe witness from your hotel room. Wow, look at that, So one thing I will say is the grounds are golf cart city. When we first got a tour of it in 2014, we arrived in the evening and we were instantly put on a golf cart. All of our stuff was just hauled on a golf cart. We got on it and they said, this is this is that, this is the pool, this is that, all from a golf cart. And we were like, whoa, oh my goodness, what is all this? We had no clue. They do that. They will tour you on a golf cart. They will show you around. They will transport your luggage through golf cart. There's not a time where you're not walking that you won't see a golf cart moving on the grounds. And thankfully the sidewalks are a bit wide. They're pretty wide for the most part. Suffice to say, I've been on the grass before when one is coming, and you're like, you gotta duck to the grass a little bit when one is coming. So that being said, that's just part of the upkeep of the resort, in my opinion. That's just the cast members doing everything that they can to make sure everything is tip-top in that resort. And that is important, and that's what keeps us wanting to go back there and wanting to uphold that standard. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the concierge and the front desk service. Now, in 2014, I was calling almost daily, almost all the time, because I didn't know anything. I didn't know of outlets such as, the Diz or, theme park blogs or anything like that, or Diz boards. I didn't know of any of that online to look at those kind of things. All I knew was the app that Disney gives you. You had your Magic Band, the app, and the front desk to learn everything that you needed to know at the time. And that is what I used to be able to book things, to be able to ask questions that were important to us at the time. Very, very good service. and they answered for the most part all of our questions. If not, they transferred us to somebody who did know. Sometimes there had been a couple questions that I was asking that they had absolutely no clue what I was talking about, or what I even knew, or how did I know that? They had no clue. It was as if they didn't even work there, but that you're gonna get that with any place. I mean, I give them a kind of a pass in that respect. I mean, for the most part, all the cast members are top notch and really memorable. I remember this one story. I went up to the front desk and wanted a different color magic band from the plain gray that I had booked for whatever reason. And they said, yeah, sure, we've got all different kinds of colors if you want. I think that one year I wanted a plain color. And they said, yeah, just pick them right here. Just pick which one you got. I got this color, that color, and we can set it up for you right here and there. Add your card to it, add your reservation to it, no problem. That was fine, and I didn't have to wait years to get this. I didn't have to wait decades for this to happen. It just happened right away. And also, another story I will say is, if you are celebrating anything, they will give you exclusive large pins. Exclusive I'm visiting for the first time, or happy birthday, or celebrating a anniversary. They will give you those pins and write what it is on right at the front desk. Ask that and they will give that to you, and then you can wear them in the parks. So that's another added little perk that you can get at the front desk. Something that I love that they do is when you go in and say you're not staying on the Grand Floridian's property and you make a reservation for something later on in the day. That's fine. You pull right up in your car and you let them know when you have your reservation and that you're here for it and that you're going to the park. And, be truthful, but tell them that you're going to the park. Tell them that you've got a reservation for later, and they will let you in. They will let you park. And guess what? They will even let you go into the pool area. If you have your bathing suit, put it on, go in the pool, enjoy, and you're not even staying there. And get a drink. You can even get a drink. We've gotten our pina coladas that we love, and we've sat on those lounge chairs, taken a dip, take a dip in the hot tub and enjoy, and we're not even staying there. Those little things you remember, those are good. A lot of places would be, get out of here, A lot of places would say, what's your magic band reservation? Where, what time, when, why would you be coming now? They don't question. They know you're on vacation. I absolutely love the parking lot. The parking lot is filled with these Spanish moss, big trees, these big Florida trees, and it's shaded in that way. It's all shaded. And then you walk across that sort of esplanade into the overhang, where you are greeted by the nicest people, all in their nice get-up from the the Victorian era 19th century beach vacation hotel aesthetic that they're going for. You've got the big Rolls Royce in the front, and of course Richard, who passed away a few years now. He was a staple of greeters that I've ever seen. He was the greeter of the Walt Disney World Resort, in my opinion. He would take a picture with you. He'd ask you what you're doing, how you're doing. He was a great older gentleman, and he'd be wearing his all off-white suit with his spats and his his socks all the way up to his knees. He with his hat like this. I have a picture of him with me myself with him. Oh, great guy. I'm sorry he passed. I don't think they can replace him, to be honest with you. All those little memories for me stand out, like the music that they used to play on the television when you walk in, when your room was refreshed. The TV would be on with this like jazzy contemporary renditions of Disney songs. They've since changed that to the standard big park wide shot of each park and what's going on. And now the music is more royal, more classical, and less jazzy. But I remember little things like that. I just thought, like, this is it. We're here. And the first thing we ever did on that night, after we got the tour, after we got our bags into our Lagoon View room, we sat there and was like, let's order a pizza. Let's order room service. We were obsessed with room service. And they would give us, they would bring it up right away, and as well as drinks too. They'd bring drinks up to the room. They'd bring breakfast up to the room. because that room is just such a nice thing. You can sit outside and eat. We would set up the table where we'd be sitting and having breakfast almost outside on the balcony there. It was unforgettable. We'd be in our bathrobes that I bought one of the robes because I loved it so much. It's just you'll never forget it. Watching the little ducks in the pond, with their babies in the morning. Part of the reason I love this resort so much is that I have yet to experience so much of it. I've never experienced Narcoossee's. I need to go. I need to experience Citrico's. I need to go. And of course, Victoria and Albert, someday I need to go. I need to bring Stephanie there on a big romantic evening. I'm so excited for that. I've never done the spa treatments at the spa. I've heard it's #1. It's one of the best. I need to go experience that. So this resort still has a lot of pages that I haven't turned, that I haven't, chapters I haven't read, and memories I still can make there. Just last year we did the water slide at the other pool, and I'll never forget that. It was great fun, but previously I never ever even thought to do that. So just do all those little things. I've never been in the game room. I've never rented a charter boat or a bigger boat out of there other than the mouse boats in the marina. Just take advantage of it. Take advantage of what the resort has to offer, because you'll never forget these things. You may have to pay top dollar, but you will not forget. You'll never forget the fun you had and the smiles on your loved ones' faces when you're doing those things. So I highly recommend taking advantage of all the accommodations that they offer. I will be waiting and counting down the days till I am able to stay there with my fiance again and have those great memories and to celebrate it. Because there is nothing like a long day at the park or a long day in Florida to come home to that resort. It's just so relaxing to be laying back in the lounge chair and to be looking up at the palms, hearing that jazz music at the pool. It is so tranquil and something that you need to experience. Not that you can't find that anywhere else, but it's just you're at the Grand Floridian, you're in the Magic Kingdom. You have one of those, is this really happening moments. Every time I'm there, it happens to me. And I want to continue to make that happen by visiting again and again and again. But you never know. You never know. We might just get a wild hair one day and want to book, and we will book the Grand Floridian. I'm sure all of you have your special on-property Disney resort that you hold high in your heart, and it just brings all the feels to you. If so, let me know which one it is. I want to know which resort it is. For me, it is always going to be the Grand Floridian. I know for both of me and Stephanie, that is the #1. We absolutely love it, and I highly suggest you visit if you can. And with all that said, you can find me lounging to a melody. Take care, folks.